Hello and happy Friday. I bet you are so happy that it's Friday. Hey, hey, do not, do not. That is not, no, that is not for you. Stop it. No, ma'am. You have things to play with. You do not need to eat my stuff. Thank you. Hello. And happy Friday. I hope you had a good day. I hope you had a good week. I think most of you did not. But it's over now, so the pupper's hungers for the PC course. She's trying to eat my wall art. She's trying to eat my paper. She thinks she's a beaver. She likes to eat wood. She likes to eat paper. She likes to eat rocks. But hello, Mr. Manager. Happy Friday. Thank you for the first Tommy. Thank you. How is Tommy? Late, yes, we're very late. Hi, Jerry. Jerry's already physically abusing me, as we can see. Mr. Manager says the pupper hungers for the PC chords. She's being a butt. I don't know why. She's been hanging out with me all day. Hi, Tommy. Oh my God. Hi, Tom. Nothing is over. I'm sorry. Hopefully they get everything finagled for you. Get off the table. Thank you. My goodness. She's full of piss and vinegar. Hold on. Look. You want your toy? You got that toy. You got this toy. Play with your toy. My goodness. You're early. Just a little bit. Hello, 72. Is that a new Zoomer meme? I'm not aware. We have a new number. First it was 69. It was, what was it, 67. Now we have 72. Hello. Welcome in. Also, Mike, your ambient meme is funny. Thank you for all of the memes. Thank you. You've been a meme making machine, Mike. I hope you had a good day at the shop. Good evening. Speaking of memes, hello, Fairy Catcher. How you doing, Venom? How are you doing? We're gonna need to bully Oki occasionally, so her relaxing voice doesn't put me to sleep. Oh no. I don't know. You can bully my terrible reading abilities. 6, 7, whatever. I still don't know what does it mean? What is it? What does it mean? What action is that? I've never looked it up. I just keep seeing it and I'm like, what is it? I don't know. 420. Okay, good. She's chewing on her toy. I'm having fun. Well, I'm glad. You sound like you're always having a blast over there. Hello, Oki and friends. Hello, Lord Caven. How are you doing? Why does the book have an evil, ominous glow? It doesn't. It's got little flower petals or something on it. Don't worry about it. Quit stressing so much. Also, 6, 7 literally means nothing. Well, probably. But also, hello, Mr. Rooster. I hope you are home and relaxing from your long day. What anime do you like? Oh gosh, I consume a lot of fan service. I also like slice of life, as long as it's like slice of life, but like there's enough. If it's too cute, I get sleepy. All right. So it's gotta have some plot to it. It can't just be like, and today we're gonna bake cookies, because I'm gonna be too relaxed and then I'll fall asleep. So it needs to have some plot for slice of life. I like all the really bad ones everyone hates, you know, where I woke up as a comb in another world, you know. I like like those. I like horror. So it's pretty broad. It's pretty broad. Radium. Hi, Oakdor. Hello, Zebra. Hello, Zebra. How are you doing? Doing all right. Hope your day went well. It was pretty calm today. It was pretty calm. We could be watching cool space stuff, but we're stuck here listening to bedtime stories. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. Also, hi, Dins. I'm gonna put you to sleep, which will be completely different than normal. It's right before 68, and the one that makes me flip. Oh my god. The likes plot La Blue Girl. Oh my gosh. I like lewd books. I like lewd books, and I cannot. Okay. Gushing Over Magical Girls is her favorite. It's not my favorite. I do like that one though. I never finished it. Hello, Oki. Hello, Sledge. How are you doing? My favorite anime is Irresponsible. Wait, what? Are you setting me up? Are you setting me up for a bit? I'm so paranoid. I'm like, is he suspicious? Is that an anime? Drive while listening to Oki bedtime stories. Challenge, except please don't fall asleep and swerve into the median. That's a fun one, is it? 67 meme, also known as 67 meme, 67 meme, or 67 song, refers to a series of memes about a lyric in the song Doot Doot by a hip-hop song released in December, popularized on TikTok and Instagram. Subject basketball and what? Wait, 6'7" at what? I thought I was sexual. This is stupid. What is this? What is this? Don't tell me what to do. If I want to drive in traffic, it's my right. You're not allowed to die. Okay? So that's the first rule of Fae Club. You're not allowed to die. So cope with that as you will. Basketball, sports ball, yay. That's genuinely the entire meaning, but it's stupid. I like Slice of Life, but it's from the 80s and I'm old. No, 80s anime is good. By the same author as Inuyasha. Oh god, is it also 90 gajillion episodes long? Rules were made to be broken. Not here. Not here. Unless you want someone to crash out and delete Discord, and then you can break all the rules that you want. Do you need anything, Harry? Is there can we soothe the orange man? Are you gonna be okay? My first favorite anime is from the 70s. Ooh. Also, thank you for the 5 tree treats. Thank you. I wonder if I could change the name of those. But today we are gonna expand our little minds, and we are going to be doing some reading. We're gonna be reading some Grimm's fairy tales. So prepare yourself. Someone else can soothe balls, not it. Oh my. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Well, welcome. I need my car fixed. Also, they found me a ride for Monday. Oh, Grim. I'm sorry. Not him, the other Grims. New friend. Stream streaks would make more sense. Grim. Oh, I do hope some children die. They probably will, and cut off parts of their feet. But I do have a tiny announcement for you. So my little mandrakes, it's been a couple of weeks, and now that you've had all your shots, I think you can move in from the outside of the yard. So I think today we're gonna let you come inside of the house, of course. There. Now you're all cozy. Oh dear, my chat appears to be bleeding off of the side of the... I tested this. Why are you hitting me? Why are you like this? We're gonna scoot this over a little bit. Whoop, wrong button. Hold please, there's scuff. There we go, that's probably fine. There we go. Sort of. We'll fix that in post. So now everyone's nice and cozy. Story time! Arrgh! I'm not taking shots unless they are liquid form in tiny glass. You'll get your shots and you'll like them. Why is that pot so deep? Our legs are short, so that means... Pretty. It's very cozy in here, and we got some little guys moving around. No rent funds. Stop it. Someone likes books and presumably can read. Probably. This is our library, so that music is good. It's high production stuff, so we love it. We got our cozy little drink. We got chat over here. We got you guys on the wall, so everybody's nice and cozy. I should probably scooch myself over a little bit. There we go. That way I'm not flumping into chat. The music's not too loud, is it? I hope it's not too loud. Room for the root to grow. Oh my god. I don't think mandrakes have roots, chat. Their roots are their legs. Need you guys to calm down. So this is our yay okay squishy. Oi! Ha ha! We're still on regular tap water. So we have a couple that we can read. Are there specifically male and female mandrakes due to their roots? I'm serious. Rudy Band! He's been very quiet today. Let's see. Well, in folklore, they were considered to be sexed. Let's see. Male mandrakes were often described as having a thicker, paler, and larger root that resembles a male human form. It was sometimes called a white mandrake. White mandrake summer. Female mandrakes were described as having a darker, smaller, or more divided root shape like a woman, and they were also often referred to as black mandrakes. I love how if I Google this, people also ask, can mandrakes get you high? Do mandrakes help you conceive? What part of a mandrake is fatal? But is it? Google, why don't you want to tell me? It just wants to tell me historical things. I want to know the now things. Of course we're quiet. We're getting ready to fall asleep. Gale Friday, male mandrakes. They have a little male hat. Oh geez, it's so bad that our sex is considered ancient lore. Once you go mandrake, oh my. Ma'am, Cubans smoke literal banana peels. I don't know what to tell you. Never ask. Oh my goodness. Speaking of, I need another hit of fairy dust. Is that... Will that make you feel better? Any black mandrakes here with us today? I very much doubt it. It's pretty much a sausage factory in here. Mandrakes can get anyone high once and final time. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Those exist. Only online. And they're federal agents. Okay, we're gonna read. We're gonna start with one of my favorites. Alright, let me pull up my screen. Alright. Do you like listening to D&D podcast? I listen to... I don't listen to the D&D one. I've seen, like, parts of it. I've played D&D, but, primarily if I'm gonna listen to something like that, it's gonna be like SCP or Creepcast or something of that nature. Alright. This one is called The Frog King or Iron Henry. It is a cautionary tale that you shouldn't always let your girl throw you against a wall. Base Vulcan, yeah, Vulcan does a good job. There's also a couple other ones that are like long form, like really, really long form, like 2-3 hours long that I listen to. I've talked about starting a D&D game. That would be fun. There are no women on the internet. They're all feds working to hit gaming communities like crack in the in the 80s. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're not real. Don't be silly. I'm a man with a voice changer. Surprise. Okay. In olden times, when wishing still helped one, there lived a king whose daughters were all beautiful, but the youngest was so beautiful that the sun itself, which had seen so much, was astonished whenever it shone on her face. She's a Mary Sue. Ever did Mangus Archives? Maybe? They're real to me, damn it. Tommy Brand. Haha. Close by the king's castle lay a great dark forest, and under an old lime tree in the forest was a well. And when the day was very warm, the king's child went out into the forest and sat down by the side of the cool fountain. And when she was bored, she took a golden ball, threw it up on high and caught it, and this ball was her favorite plaything. Aw. Everybody be nice to Tommy. Now it so happened that on one occasion the princess's golden ball did not fall into the little hand which she was holding up for it, but to the ground beyond and rolled straight into the water. The king's daughter followed it with her eyes, but it vanished, and the well was deep, so deep that the bottom could not be seen. At this she began to cry, and cried louder and louder, and could not be comforted. As she thus lamented, someone said to her, "What ails you, king's daughter? You weep so that even a stone would show pity." She looked round to the side where the voice came, and saw a frog stretching forth its big ugly head from the water. Wow. Wow, she did not say it is Wednesday, my dudes. Alt numpad, heart. Ah, old water splasher, it is you. I'm pretty sure that's a slur. It's a slur for frogs. Thank you for the headphones. You can't call them water splashers anymore. Amphibiasis, yes. Oh shit, that works. Look, we all learned something new, chat. We can now put hearts in chat. I am weeping for my golden ball, which has fallen into the well. Be quiet. I said, shut up, woman. Be quiet. And do not weep, answered the frog. I can help you, but what will you give me if I bring you your plaything up again? Whatever you will have, dear frog, she said. Oh, now it's not water splasher. I would make, can you imagine if I was reading this to a child? I would make a terrible babysitter. Whatever you will have, dear frog, said she. My clothes, my pearls and jewels, and even the golden crown which I am wearing. The frog answered, I do not care for your clothes, your pearls and jewels, nor your golden crown, but if you will love me and let me be your companion and playfellow, and sit by you at your little table and eat off your little golden plate and drink out of your little cup and sleep in your little bed, if you will promise me this, I will go down below and bring you your golden ball up again. But the frog, oh goodness, I lost my place, sorry. Oh yes, she said, I promise you all you wish, if you will but bring me my ball again. But she thought, how the silly frog does talk. All he does is sit in the water with the other frogs and croak. He can be no companion to any human being. But the frog then, when he had received this promise, put his head into the water and sank down, and in a short while came swimming up again with the ball in his mouth and threw it on the grass. The king's daughter was delighted to see her pretty plaything once more, and picked it up and ran away with it. Wait, wait, said the frog. Take me with you. I can't run as you can. But all it did, hold on, I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. I'm so blind. That's better. But what it did avail him to scream his croak, croak after her as loudly as he could. She did not listen to it, but ran home and soon forgot the poor frog, who was forced to go back into his well again. Golden ball back and a new friend, heck yeah. I like frogs, they're cute. The next day, when she had seated herself at the table with the king and all his court, and was eating from her little golden plate, something came creeping splish splash, up the marble staircase. And when it had got to the top, it knocked at the door and cried, Princess, youngest princess, open the door for me. She ran to see who was outside, but when she opened the door, there sat the frog in front of it. She then slammed the door to, in great haste, sat down to dinner again, and was quite frightened. The king saw plainly that her heart was beating violently and said, My child, what are you so afraid of? Is there perchance a giant outside who wants to carry you away? Oh, no, she replied. It is no giant, but a disgusting frog. What does a frog want with you? Oh, dear father, yesterday, as I was in the forest sitting by the well, playing, my golden ball fell into the water, and because I cried so, the frog brought it out again for me. And because he so insisted, I promised him that he should be my companion, but I never thought he would be able to come out of his water. And now he is outside there and wants to come in to me. Phrasing. In the meantime, it knocked a second time and cried, Princess, youngest princess, open the door for me. Do you not know what you said to me yesterday by the cool water of the well? Princess, youngest princess, open the door for me. Base frog, he's just... FBI, open up! That's soothing, right? Then said the king, "That which you have promised, you must perform. Go ahead and let it in." She went and opened the door. The frog hopped in and followed her, step by step, to her chair. There he sat and cried, "Lift me up beside you." She delayed until at last the king commanded her to do it. Once the frog was on the chair, he wanted to be on the table. And when he was on the table, he said, "Now push your little golden plate nearer to me so that we may eat together. If you give a frog a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk." She did this, but it was easy to see that she did not do so willingly. The frog enjoyed what he ate, but almost every mouthful she took choked her. At length he said, "I have eaten and I am satisfied. Now I am tired. Carry me into your little room and make me, carry me into your little carry me into your little room and make your little silken bed ready, and we will both lie down and go to sleep." The king's daughter began to cry, for she was afraid of the cold frog, which she did not like to touch, which she was now to sleep in her pretty, clean little bed. But the king grew angry and said, "He who helped you when you were in trouble ought not afterwards to be despised by you." So she took hold of the frog with 2 fingers, carried him upstairs, and put him in a corner. But when she was in bed, he crept to her and said, "I am tired. I want to sleep as well as you. Lift me up, or I will tell your father." I'm telling you. You should totally bake cookies this weekend. Or I should totally bake cookies this weekend. Open the door, or I'm gonna throw rocks through your windows, you dumb whore. How's she gonna keep him from drying out? I don't know, maybe he's a toad. At this she was terribly angry. "Now you will be quiet, frog," she said. But when he fell down, he was... Wait, what? Oh, I didn't read this properly, I'm sorry. At this she was terribly angry and took him up and threw him with all her might against the wall. "Now you'll be quiet, frog," she said. But when he fell down, he was no frog, but a king's son with kind and beautiful eyes. He, by her father's will, was now her dear companion and husband. That's how it happens. When he told her how he had been bewitched by a wicked witch, and how no one could have delivered him from the well but herself, and that tomorrow they would go together into his kingdom. Then they went to sleep, and the next morning when the sun awoke them, a carriage came driving up with 8 white horses, which had white ostrich feathers on their heads, which were harassed by golden chains, and behind stood the young king's servant, Faithful Henry. Faithful Henry had been so unhappy when his master was changed into a frog that he had caused 3 iron bands to be laid around his heart, lest it should burst with grief and sadness. The carriage was to conduct the young king to his kingdom. Faithful Henry helped them both in, and placed himself behind again, and was full of joy because of this deliverance. And when they had driven a part of the way, the king's son heard cracking behind them as if something had broken. So he turned around and cried, "Henry, the carriage is breaking." "No, master, it is not the carriage. It is the band from my heart, which was put there in my great pain when you were a frog and imprisoned in the well." Again and once again, while they were on their way, something cracked, and each time the king's son thought the carriage was breaking, but it was only the bands that were springing from the heart of Faithful Henry, because his master was set free and was happy. Kind and beautiful abs, eyes, eyeballs. And only physical abuse can break this spell, yes. So the moral of the story, Chet, is to just let her throw you against the wall. If you could just blackmail a girl into liking you. Starting to sound like Faithful Henry wants the prince for himself. I like how they just threw that little bit in at the end, and they're like, and by the way, there was a servant with iron bands on his heart. So I would never let a woman kick my ass. If she tried anything, I'd be like, get your bitch ass back in the kitchen and make me some pie. Is that what would happen, Harry? Is that what would happen? Harry said I'd be like, you're not even hot anyway. Yeah. Yeah. What if you were a frog, though? It's from South Park. But what if you were a frog, Chet? What if you were a frog? What would you do? Let's see. I like this one. Would you still hate us if we were frogs? I don't hate you now. If only it was that easy. Frogs are cool. I do like frogs. They're very cute. I don't like when they try to hop away from me, though. I'm like, no, come back. I want to hold you. I want to hold you. I've been spooked by a toad a time or two because I'll just look over and there's something moving. I'm like, what is it? And then it's just a toad. It's just a toad. We're gonna do... I bet you Comfy knows this one. I bet Comfy knows this one. I like this one. This one used to be my jam. Oh good, now I can see it. If I was a frog and Oki picked me up, I would pee on her hands. What? What? Why? Well, I might just have to throw you against a wall. I don't know. It's chunky like a baseball. You just hear Harry, wee! That's because that's frogs do. I've never had a frog pee on me. The story of Loveland Frogman is cool. Oh yeah, I like the Loveland Frogman. Just a very large man frog in somebody's headlights. This one is Mother Holly. I think toads do it as a defense mechanism. Never heard a frog doing it though. Usually they just like, they're kind of like, okay, well, I'm in your hand now. Honestly though, I think I'm better at catching geckos. Geckos are a little bit easier. Although I'm always afraid I'm gonna snap their little tails off, and I'm like, try asking one nicely, Dens. Do not pee on the streamer's hands. Really, never heard that you shouldn't pick up frogs and toads because the pee on your hands will give you warts? I have heard that they give you warts, but they don't give you warts. But they don't. You're just little guys. Little guys. Okay. There was once a widow who had 2 daughters, one of whom was pretty and industrious, while the other was ugly and idle. But she was much fonder of the ugly and idle one because she was her own daughter. And the other, who was a stepdaughter, was obliged to do all of the work and to be the Cinderella of the house. Every day the poor girl had to sit by a well in the highway and spin until her fingers bled. Now it happened that one day the shuttle was marked with her blood, so she dipped it into the well to wash the mark off, but it dropped out of her hand and fell to the bottom. Lots of wells. Lots of wells. I heard that you have to pay extra for it. It's not that much extra. I got injured yesterday. My knee was full of finishing stone because I chased a runaway dog while drinking. Are you okay? Do you need to pick some gravel out of your knee? Well. I realize you don't chase dogs because they think you're playing, but the booze says otherwise. That's fair. She does it to me all the time where I'm like, get that out of your mouth. And I'll start chasing her and she's like, we're playing now. We're playing. I'm like, we're not playing. We're not. Get that out of your mouth. And she's like, yeah, I love this game. Pour some hydrogen peroxide on your knee. Pour some bleach on it. Rub some dirt in it. She began to weep and ran to her stepmother and told her of the mishap. But she scolded her sharply and was so merciless as to say, since you have let the shuttle fall in, you must fetch it out again. So the girl went back to the well and did not know what to do. And in the sorrow of her heart, she jumped into the well to get the shuttle. She lost her senses, and when she awoke, she came to herself again and was in a lovely meadow where the sun was shining and many thousands of flowers were growing. Across this meadow she went, and at last came to a baker's oven full of bread. And the bread cried out, "Oh, take me out, or I shall burn. I have been baked a long time." And so she went up to it and took out all the loaves one after another with the bread shovel. After that she went on till she came to a tree covered with apples, which called out to her, "Oh, shake me, we apples are all ripe." And she shook the tree until the apples fell like rain, and went on shaking until they were all down. And when she had gathered them into a heap, she went on her way. At last she came to a little house, out of which an old woman peeped. But she had such large teeth that the girl was frightened and was about to run away. But the old woman called out to her, "What are you afraid of, dear child? Stay with me. If you will do all the work in the house properly, you shall be the better for it. Only you must take care to make my bed well, and shake it thoroughly till the feathers fly, for then there will be snow on earth. I am Mother Holly." As the old woman spoke so kindly to her, the girl took courage and agreed to enter her service. She attended to everything to the satisfaction of her mistress, and always shook her bed so vigorously that the feathers flew about like snowflakes. So she had a pleasant life with her, never an angry word, and to eat she had boiled and roasted meat every day. She stayed some time with Mother Holly before she became sad. At first she did not know what was the matter with her, but found at length that it was homesickness. Although she was many thousand times better off here than at home, she still had a longing to be there. At last she said to the old woman, "I have a longing for home, and however well off I am down here, I cannot stay any longer. I must go up again to my own people." Mother Holly said, "I am pleased that you long for your home again, and as you have served me so truly, I myself will take you up again." Thereupon she took her by the hand and led her to a large door. The door was opened, and just as the maiden was standing beneath the doorway, a heavy shower of gold rain fell, and all the gold clung to her, so she was completely covered over with it. "You shall have that because you have been so industrious," said Mother Holly, and at the same time she gave her back the shuttle which she had let fall into the well. Thereupon the door closed, and the maiden found herself up above the earth, not far from her mother's house. And as she went into the yard, As she went into the yard, the cock was sitting on the well and cried, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, your golden girls come back to you." So she went into her mother, and as she arrived, thus covered with gold. Stop hitting me. So she went into her mother, and as she arrived, thus covered with gold, she was well received both by her and her sister. The girl told all that had happened to her, and as soon as the mother heard how she had come by so much wealth, she was very anxious to obtain some good luck for the ugly and lazy daughter. She had to seat herself by the well and spin. And in order that the shuttle might be stained with blood, she stuck her hand into a thorn bush and pricked her finger. Then she threw her shuttle into the well and jumped in after it. She came, like the other, to the beautiful meadow and walked along the very same path. When she got to the oven, the bread again cried, "Oh, take me out, Take me out, or I shall burn. I have been baked a long time." But the lazy thing answered, as if I had any wish to make myself dirty. And on she went. Soon she came to the apple tree, which cried, "Oh, shake me, shake me. The apples are all ripe." But she answered, "I like that. One of you might fall on my head." And so she went on. When she came to Mother Holly's house, she was not afraid, for she had already heard of her big teeth, and she had hired herself. And she hired herself to her immediately. The first day she forced herself to work diligently, and obeyed Mother Holly when she told her to do anything, for she was thinking of all the gold that she would give her. But the second day she began to be lazy, and on the third day still more so, and then she would not get up in the morning at all. Neither did she make Mother Holly's bed as she ought, and she did not shake it so that it make the feathers fly up. Mother Holly was soon tired of this, and gave her notice to leave. The lazy girl was willing enough to go, and thought that now the golden rain would come. Mother Holly led her also to the great door, but while she was standing beneath it, instead of gold, a big kettleful of pitch was emptied over her. "That is the reward for your service," said Mother Holly, shutting the door. So the lazy girl went home, but she was quite covered with pitch, and the cock on the well, as soon as he saw her, cried out, "Cockle-doodle-doo, your dirty girl's come back to you." But the pitch clung fast to her, and she could not get it off for as long as she lived. What a happy story! Grim Isekai, yes. I don't want knee scars. I didn't earn promotions that way. I have a really bad one on my knee from falling down some stairs. Okay, time to drive. Be careful. Be careful on your drive, Mike. Spin chicken. Who left their cock in the well? The shame. Sit and spin. Oh, wait, what? Omegle? Shit canned by Fairy Godmother. Epic. Get wrecked, you lazy good for nothing. I have a scar on my knee from basketball. Do you really? Did you fall down? It's way better than Disney version of Cinderella. I mean, they have a Cinderella. If you're lazy, they'll tar you. I actually became so interested in the Holly figure because she is actually like a mythological figure. I purchased a book, like a very small print. I had to go through like a weird specialty bookstore to get it about her because she's an interesting character. They speculate that she like occasionally is also, because like usually when you like talk about like the wild hunt, you have different people that are like the leader or the driver of like the wild hunt, and so she is one of them, and it's really interesting. I went for a rebound and landed on my knee and tore it open. Owie, spent 4 hours in the hospital. They didn't do anything. Oh, I'm sorry. My goodness. Let's see. We should do... Some of these I don't know. Some of these I don't know. What is donkey cabbages? What is donkey cabbages? This one's just the turnip. Everything is a well. Everything is a well. Let's see. I'm trying to find a boy one. Trying to find... the owl, the moon. Let's do, this is a boy one. I don't know this one. Falling downstairs is very unfairy-like. Well, I was very small, and they were concrete, and I done messed up my, I landed funny, and it's pretty prominent. This is the king's son who feared nothing. I don't know this one, so the fairies are small, but this one is smaller, like tiny and dumb. Shut up, Chet. I landed on my face a lot as a child. What? No late Faye. Also good. No late Faye. Good morning. Did you get some sleep so recently? Shut up. Shut up. Stinky. Okay. Hold on, let me get some Wawa. Let me not enough. I'm sorry. You should have slept in more. I think this may be the story that was properly done by a TV show in like the 70s. Was it? Did they do a couple of them? Because I think I know the one that you're talking about. That they did a bunch of like old Grimm's fairy tales. Okay. There was once a king's son who was no longer content to stay at home in his father's house, and he had no fear of anything. He thought, I will go forth into the wide world, and there will be the time will not seem long to me, and I shall see the wonders enough. So he took leave of his parents and went forth, and on from morning till night, and whichever way his path led, it was the same to him. It came to pass that he arrived at a house of a giant, and as he was so tired, he sat down by the door and rested. And as he let his eyes roam here and there, he saw the giant's playthings lying in the yard. These are a couple of enormous balls, and 9 pins as tall as a man. After a while, he had a fancy to set the 9 pins up, and then roll the balls at them, and screamed and cried out when the 9 pins fell, and had a merry time of it. Yay, okay, yay, Grim, we're reading your stories. We're reading your stories. Yeah, the TV show is on a bunch of fairy tales. I might have seen it. I remember it being good. I have a similar story where I had my thumb stabbed by a shovel so hard that I could see the bone and sat in ER so long the pressure put on it closed it enough. They just rinsed it out and sent me home. I actually had to call base commander to fix the issue because I had to go to another doctor and get an x-ray consult. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Every time you guys tell me stories about how you've hurt yourselves, I'm surprised that you're still alive. How are you still alive, chat? Is anybody random question? Does anybody know what time Evergrade starts? I want to make sure we don't miss Ever. Is it 8? Is it? I feel like it's 8. I don't know what time he starts. He's doing his drawing stream. I want to make sure we go over there. I took the guide the raid because I was like, no, we're gonna go raid Evergreen. I don't know what time he starts though. I'll keep an eye out on it. Okay, the giant heard the noise, stretched his head out of the window, and saw a man who was not taller than other men, and yet played with his 9 pins. Little worm, cried he, why are you playing with my balls? I should have got up earlier. Why? We've only been at it for a little bit. Who gave you the strength to do it? The king's son looked up, saw a giant, and said, oh, you blockhead! You think indeed that you only have strong arms? I can do everything I want to do. The giant came down and watched the bowling with great admiration and said, Child, he's the one talking about playing with his balls, okay? Child of man, If you are one of a kind, go and bring me an apple of the tree of life. What do you want with it? Said the king's son. I do not want the apple for myself, answered the giant, but I have a betrothed bride who wishes for it. Wow. I'm just reading the story. There's a chunk of bone broken out of my phalange, whatever. It's broken out of something. That sounds not good. I had a ligament in my thumb repaired on my right thumb and an inch and a half shorter than my left. As a bad case of hitchhiker's thumb. Nya, nya. Nya. Chat post hands. Sometimes chat do be posting hands. I have traveled far about the world and cannot find the tree. I will soon find it, said the king's son. And I do not know what is to prevent me from getting the apple down. The giant said, You really believe it to be so easy? The garden in which the tree stands is surrounded by an iron railing, and in front of the railing lies wild beasts, each close to one another, and they keep watch and let no man go in. They will be sure to let me in, said the king's son. Yes, but even if you do get into the garden and see the apple hanging to the tree, it is still not yours. A ring hangs in front of it, through which anyone who wants to reach the apple and break it off must put his hand, and no one has yet had any luck to do it. That luck will be mine, said the king's son, and then he took his leave of the giant and went forth over the mountain and valley, through the plains and forests, until the length he came to a wondrous garden. Thank you for the head pat, and thank you for the hydrate. The beasts lay round about it, but they had their heads down and were asleep. Moreover, they did not awake when he went up to them, so he stepped over them, climbed the fence, and got safely to the garden. There, in the very middle of it, stood the tree of life, and the red apples were shining upon the branches. He climbed up the trunk to the top, and as he was about to reach out for an apple, he saw a ring hanging before it. But he thrust his hand through that without any difficulty and picked the apple. The ring closed tightly on his arm, and all at once he felt strength flowing through his veins. When he had come down again from the tree with the apple, he would not climb over the fence, but grasped the great gate. There was no need to shake it more than once before it sprang open with a loud crash. Then he went out, and the lion, which had been lying in front of the gate, was awake and sprang after him, not in rage and fierceness, but following him humbly as its master. The king's son took the giant the apple as he had promised him, and said, You see, I have brought it without difficulty. The giant was glad that his desire had been soon satisfied, hastened to his bride, and gave the apple to her for which she had wished. She was a beautiful and wise maiden, and she did not see the ring on his arm. She said, I shall never believe that you have brought the apple until I see the ring on your arm. And the giant said, I have nothing to do but go home and fetch it, and thought it would be easy to take away by force from the weak man, that he would not give himself that he would not give of his own free will. He therefore demanded the ring from him, but the king's son refused it. Where the apple is, the ring must be also, said the giant. If you wish not to give it of your own accord, you must fight me for it. Good morning. I was outside watering and arguing with my niece about eating leaves and how bugs work. She was eating leaves? That's adorable. Hi, Gonzo. How are you doing? How are you, sir? She wanted you to eat leaves? What? She's adorable. She's... Eat some leaves, Uncle Oxy. You are now, she is bossy and sassy. I'm doing okay. Eat the leaves, bigot. Eat the leaves. Little kids are so cute. She said, you are now a giraffe. Here you go. Here you go. Adorable. Adorable. Where was I? They wrestled with each other for a long time, but the giant could not harm the king's son, who was strengthened by the magical power of the ring. When the giant thought of ruse, he said, I have got warm with fighting, and so have you. We will bathe in the river and cool ourselves before we begin again. The king's son, who knew nothing of falsehood, went with him into the water and pulled off with his clothes the ring also from his arm, and sprang into the river. The giant instantly snatched the ring and ran away with it, but the lion, which had observed the theft, pursued the giant, tore the ring out of his hand, and brought it back to its master. Then the giant placed himself behind an oak tree, and while the king's son was busy putting his clothes on again, surprised him and put both his eyes out. Wrestled. She also tried to stand on the hose and stop the water, but she's so lightweight that nothing happened. What a little tushy. She's being a little butt. Silly. You got tricked into bathing with a larger man, rookie. Well, now he's blind. Now the unhappy king's son stood there and was blind and knew not how to help himself. Then the giant came back to him, took him by the hand as if he were someone who wanted to guide him, and led him to the top of a high rock. There he left him standing and thought, just 2 steps more and he will fall down and kill himself, and I can take the ring from him. But the faithful lion had not deserted its master, and held him fast by the clothes and drew him gradually back again. When the giant came and wanted to rob the dead man, he had saw that his cunning had been in vain. Is there no way, then, of destroying a weak child of man like that? He said angrily to himself, and seized the king's son, and led him back again to the precipice by another way. But the lion, which had saw his evil design, helped his master out of danger here also. When they had come close to the edge, the giant let the blind man's hand drop, and he was going to leave him behind alone, but the lion pushed the giant so that he was thrown down and fell, dashed to pieces on the ground. The faithful animal again drew its master back from the precipice and guided him to a tree by which flowed a clear brook. The king's son sat down there, but the lion lay down and sprinkled the water in his face with its paws. Scarcely had a couple of drops wetted the sockets of his eyes than he was once more able to see something, and noticed a little bird flying quite close by, which hid itself against the trunk of a tree. Man, okay. So it went down to the water and bathed itself therein, and then it soared upwards and swept between the trees without touching them, as if it had recovered its sight. Then the king's son recognized a sign from God and scooped down the water and washed and bathed his face in it, and when he arose he had his eyes once more, brighter and clearer than they had ever been. The king's son thanked God for his great mercy, and traveled with his lion onwards through the world. And it came to pass that he arrived before a castle which was enchanted. In the gateway stood a maiden of beautiful form and fine face, but she was quite black. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Make sure the leaves aren't poisonous. Ma'am, I'm just reading it. It's just what it says. It's what it says. She spoke to him and said, if you could but deliver me from the evil spell which is thrown over me. Sure. What shall I do? Said the king's son. The maiden answered, you must pass 3 nights in the great hall of this enchanted castle, but you must let no fear enter your heart. When they are doing their worst to torment you, if you bear it without letting a sound escape you, I shall be free. Your life they dare not take. Then said the king's son, I have no fear. With God's help, I will try it. So he went into the castle, and when it grew dark, he seated himself in the large hall and waited. Oh, hell no. I do not endorse the context of this text. The contents of this text. Bro's not going to survive the night in the house with that. Yep, time to sever ties from Oki. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Go ahead. Go ahead and abandon me. Go get your aardvark or whatever it was. Go get your aardvark. Your squirrel. Everything was quiet, however, till midnight. Then all at once, a great noise began, and out of every hole and corner came little devils. They behaved as if they did not see him, seated themselves in the middle of the room, lit a fire, and began to gamble. When one of them lost, he said, It's not right. Someone is here who does not belong to us. It is his fault that I am losing. Wait, you fellow behind the stove, I am coming, said another. The screaming became louder still, and so no one could have heard it without terror. The king's son stayed sitting quiet, calmly. It was not afraid, but at last the devils jumped up from the ground and fell on him. But there were so many of them that he could not defend himself from them. They dragged him about on the floor, pinched him, pricked him, beat him, and tormented him, but no sound escaped from him. Towards morning they disappeared, and he was so exhausted that he could scarcely move his limbs. But when day dawned, the black maiden came to him. She bore in her hand a little bottle, which was the water of life, which she washed him, and he at once felt all pain depart and new strength flow through his veins. She said, You have held out successfully for one night, but 2 more lie before you. Then she went away again, and as she was going, he observed that her feet had become white. It started with the feet. I see Rooster's having a normal one. How's it going? Hi, Ever. What time is stream, Ever? I asked chat and nobody answered me. What time is stream? Is it 7 or 8? Also, how are you doing? Hello, friends. Hi, Goblin. She was a single oh my god. Feet! Who is the aardvark you keep bringing up? It's just because, like, there's, like, an armadillo, there's a squirrel, there's something else that I can't remember. And so just kind of see, it's like, just pick a random, my brain is always like, pick a random animal. So the first thing I think of is, like, the most random animal I could think of is an aardvark. So that's why I keep saying aardvark. But no, really, get an aardvark. Have you seen an aardvark VTuber? Is there an aardvark VTuber? Stream is at 8. Things got busy, so I'm definitely not scrambling to get things done. EST, yeah, whatever that time is. Also doing well, exhausted, a little terminally online, but I'm excited. I'm glad you're excited. Okay, eats ants confirmed. Why? Just got back from smoking. Are we grabbing our stuffed aardvarks to cuddle while we sleep? Yes. It's 7:59 for me now. What? Stop giving away company secrets. Also, she's an armadillo. You keep forgetting. I like the aardvark. Oh, okay. I'm not an armadillo. Time zones are crazy. Time zones are crazy. Where was I? The next night, the devils came and began their gambling anew. They fell on the king's son and beat him much more severely than the night before, until his body was covered with wounds. But as he bore all quietly, they were forced to leave him. When dawn appeared, the maiden came and healed him with her water of life. Yeah, that's what we're calling it. And then she went away. He saw with joy that she had already become white to the tips of her fingers. Now he only had 1 night more to go. But it was the worst. The devils came again. Are you still there? They cried. You shall be tormented until your breath stops. They pricked him and beat him and threw him here and there and pulled him by the arms and legs as if they wanted to tear him to pieces. But he bore everything and never uttered a cry. At last the devils vanished, but he lay fainting there and did not stir, nor could he raise his eyes to look at the maiden who came in and sprinkled and bathed him with the water of life. But suddenly he was freed from all pain and felt fresh and healthy as if he had awakened from sleep. And when he opened his eyes, he saw the maiden standing by him, snow white and fair as day. "Rise," she said, "and swing your sword 3 times. Oh my. Rise, she said, and swing your sword 3 times over the stairs, and then all will be delivered." And when he had done that, the whole castle was released from enchantment. The maiden was a rich king's daughter. The servants came and said that the table was set in the grand hall and dinner was served up. And they all sat down and ate and drank together. And in the evening, the wedding was greeted with great rejoicings. Best version of Snow White. That's not. Send silly chib photo. I'm gonna have to look at it. I'm gonna have to, please hold. I have to look at a cat picture, chat. Everyone stop stream while I look at this cat. Look at this photograph. Aww. Is it okay? Is it okay? I'm always worried it's not gonna be okay. She do like the box. She do be liking the box. I now have 3 of a kind display on. Wait, what? How fun? What do you mean, how fun? Is it okay? He's not answering me. He's stressing me out. He's stressing me out. No, it's horrible, of course. Okay. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. Okay. Happy birthday. Oh, Oxy got his birthday present. Thank you for the head pats. Oh, I have to refocus. I'm all over the place now. Okay. Mom. I'm gonna drink some water and find the next story. Man, it is warm in here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Which one should we do now? The cats are now dueling for the wrapping paper. The wrapping paper wasn't big enough to... I have things falling over. The wrapping paper wasn't big enough to wrap the whole thing, so I had to use 2 pieces of wrapping paper, so it's a little bit ugly. Also, thank you for the hydrate. It's because I got to work from home today because I had to go in yesterday, and so my computer's been on all day, and my room gets spicy. My room gets spicy. The library gets spicy. Hydrate well with Faye Critter. Also, hi Derek. I don't know if I said hello. I'm a little. Stop it. Stop it. Why are you hitting me? Why? Why are you so violent? What is your problem? Spicy like cinnamon or paprika? Spicy like asana. Also, you did not say hello. I was very sad and hurt. Good. Good. I'm glad. Next time I'll be meaner. I wanted to sting. Okay, let's do, everybody's read this one. Let's read one that people don't. Let's read one. Let's do. We're gonna do the girl without hands. The girl without hands. No hands for you. Why do women like to hurt me? Thanks. It's in a couple of days, but close enough, yes. We can harass you. I don't know if you want me to tell them when it is, so I'm gonna... Well, we're gonna be discreet and secretive. Going to head out for the art stream. Have fun, everyone. Don't let Oki get flattened by the book. You don't know. We're gonna go harass him here in a minute. Let me read this one real quick, and then we'll go read him real quick. Let's speed read this girl that has no hand. I mean, he doesn't know what we're talking about. Go to stream. Go on. It's good. I'm pretty sure they know you've done the whole birthday, so that's true. They're not like me, though, where they write everything down. They don't know when other people's birthdays are, which is why people message me and say, hey, when is so-and-so's birthday? Okay. This is the girl with no hands. A certain miller had little by little fallen into poverty, and there was nothing left but his mill and a large apple tree behind it. Once, when he had gone to the forest to fetch wood, an old man stepped up to him whom he had never seen before, and said, "Why do you plague yourself with cutting wood? I will make you rich, if you promise me what is standing behind your mill." "What can that be but the apple tree?" thought the miller, and said yes, and gave written promise to the stranger. He, however, laughed mockingly and said, "When 3 years have passed, I will come and carry away what belongs to me." And then he went. When the miller got home, his wife came to meet him and said, "Tell me, miller, from whence comes this sudden wealth to our house?" Never banned. Tommy, you're doing okay, buddy? I think he's just having a day. All at once, every box and chest was filled. No one brought it in, and I know not how it happened. He answered, "It comes from a stranger who met me in the forest and promised me great treasure. In return, I have promised him what stands behind the mill. We can very well give him the big apple tree for it." "Ah, husband," said the terrified wife, "that must have been the devil." "Oh dear idiot husband. When a strange man comes up to you in the woods and starts making you sign things. There's now Lapchib, and I am unable to do anything forever." He did not mean the apple tree, but our daughter, who is standing behind the mill, sweeping the yard. The miller's daughter was beautiful, and lived through the 3 years in fear of God and without sin. When therefore the time was over and the day came the evil one was to fetch her, she washed herself clean, made a circle round herself, and chopped. She was very pious, and then she started doing witchcraft to keep the devil away. The devil appeared quite early. He's an early riser, I guess. But he could not come near her. Angrily, he said to the miller, "Take all the water away from her, so she may no longer be able to wash herself, for otherwise I have no power over her." The miller was afraid and did so. The next morning the devil came again, but she had wept on her hands, and they were quite clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Again, he could not get near her, and furiously said to the miller, "Cut her hands off, or else I have no power over her." The miller was shocked and answered, "How could I cut off my own child's hands?" Then the evil one threatened him and said, "If you do not do it, You are mine, and I will take you yourself." The father became alarmed and promised to obey him. So he went to the girl and said, "My child, if I do not cut off both of your hands, the devil will carry me away." Good. That's what you get for selling your daughter to the devil. Cinnamon is extra clingy lately. She really is. The devil will carry me away, and in my terror I have promised to do it. Help me in my need, and forgive me the harm I do you. She replied, "Dear father, do with me what you will. I am your child." Thereupon she laid down both her hands and let them be cut off. The devil came for the third time, but she had wept so long and so much on the stumps that after all they were quite clean. Her stumps were so clean. It's like a Mr. Clean commercial. And he had given in and lost all right over her. The miller said to her, "I have, by means you have received such great wealth, that I will keep you most handsomely as long as you live." But she replied, "Here I cannot stay. I will go forth. Compassionate people will give me as much as I require." Thereupon she caused her maimed arms to be bound to her back, and by sunrise set out on her way, and walked the whole day until night fell. Then she came to a royal garden, and by the shimmering of the moon she saw the trees covered with beautiful fruits grew in it, but she could not enter, for it was surrounded by water. As she had walked the whole day and not eaten one mouthful, and hunger tormented her, she thought, if I were but inside, that I might eat of the fruit, else I might die of hunger." Then she knelt down and called on God and prayed, and suddenly an angel came towards her, who made a dam in the water, so that the moat became dry and she could walk through. Just give her back her hands. Just give her back her hands. No, you know what? We're gonna build you a little bridge, girly, and you could walk across. I could fix your hands, alright? But, no. Here's a bridge, though. Why the hell can't the angel fix her stumps? I don't know. And now she went to the garden, and the beautiful angel went with her. She saw a tree covered with beautiful pears, but they were all counted. And she went to them, and to stir her hunger, ate one with her mouth from the tree, but no more. The gardener was watching, but as the angel was standing by, he was afraid and thought the maiden was a spirit, and was silent. Neither did he dare to cry out or speak to the spirit. When she had eaten the pear, she was satisfied, and went and concealed herself among the bushes. The king, whom the garden belonged, came down the next morning and counted, and saw that one of the pears was missing, and asked the gardener what had become of it, as it was not lying beneath the tree, but was gone. Then answered the gardener, "Last night a spirit came, who had no hands, and ate it off the pears with its mouth." The king said, "How did a spirit get over the water? And where did it go after it had eaten the pear?" The gardener answered, "Someone came in snow-white garment from heaven, who made a dam, and kept back the water, and the spirit might walk through the moat. As it must have been an angel, I was afraid, and asked no questions, and did not cry out. When the spirit had eaten the pear, it went back again." The king said, "If it be as you say, I will watch with you tonight." When it grew dark, the king came into the garden and brought a priest with him, who was to speak to the spirit. All three seated themselves beneath the tree and watched. At midnight, the maiden came creeping out of the thicket, went to the tree, and again ate one pear off with her mouth, and beside her stood an angel in white garments. Again, Girl Clean Your Stumps was peak 16th century self-help book. If you can build a bridge, you can build hands. And the priest went out to them and said, "Do you come from heaven or from earth? Are you a spirit or a human being?" And she replied, "I am no spirit, but an unhappy mortal, deserted by all but God." And the king said, "If you are forsaken by all the world, yet I will not forsake you," and took her with him to his royal palace. And as she was so beautiful and good, except for the stumps that we can't fix apparently, he loved her with all his heart. and had silver hands made for her and took her to wife. Can you imagine, Chet? Silver hands. Just... Anyway, after a year, the king had to go on a journey, so he commanded his young queen to take care of his mother and said, if she is brought to childbed, take care of her. Nurse her well, and tell me of it at once in letter. When she gave birth to a fine boy, the old mother made haste to write and announce with joyful news to him. But the messenger rested by a brook on the way, as he was fatigued by the great distance, and he fell asleep. Then came the devil, who was always seeking to injure the good queen, and exchanged a letter for another, in which it was written that the queen had brought a monster into the world. When the king read the letter, he was shocked and much troubled, and wrote in answer that they were to take great care of the queen and nurse her well until his arrival. Maiden Silverhand, 2077. There's a theme. Only good people in any of these stories are the royals. Better silver than wooden. She has a city to burn, but them hands too. The messenger went back with a letter, but rested at the same place again and fell asleep. Then came the devil once more, and put a different letter in his pocket, in which it was written that they were to put the queen and her child to death. The old mother was terribly shocked, and when she received the letter, she could not believe it. She wrote back again to the king, but received no other answer, because each time the devil substituted a false letter. And in the last letter was written that she was also to preserve the queen's tongue and eyes as token that she had obeyed. But the old mother wept to think about such innocent blood to be shed, and had a hind brought by night to cut out her tongue and eyes, and kept them. Then said she to the queen, I cannot have you killed as the king commands, but here you must stay no longer. Go forth into the wide world with your child, and never come back here again. The poor woman tied her child to her back and went away with eyes full of tears. She came to the great wild forest, and then she fell on her knees and prayed to God. And the angel of the Lord appeared to her and led her to a little house, on which there was a sign with the words, Here all dwell free. A snow-white maiden came out of the little house and said, Welcome, Lady Queen, and conducted her inside. Snow White. Then she unbound the little boy from her back, and held him to her breast so that he might feed, and laid him on a beautifully made little bed. Then the poor woman, From whence do you know that I was queen? The white maiden answered, I am an angel sent by God to watch over you and your child. The queen stayed 7 years in the little house, and was well cared for by God's grace, because she was pious, and her hands had been cut off, grew once more. Wait, what? Now her hands can grow back? A hind is female red deer, specifically used when the deer is 3 years old or older, according to... Thank you, Dinsdale. Oh yeah, her hands are growing back. At last the king came home again from his journey. At first, his first wish was to see his wife and child. Then his aged mother began to weep and say, You wicked man, why did you write to me that I was to take those 2 innocent lives? And she showed him the 2 letters which the evil one had forged, and then continued, I did as you bade me, and she showed him the tokens, the tongue and eyes. Then the king began to weep for his poor wife and his little son, so much more bitterly than she was doing. The aged mother had compassion and said, Be at peace, she still lives. I secretly caused the hind to be killed and took these tokens from it. But I bound the child to your wife's back and bade her go forth into the wild world, and made her promise never to come back here again, because you were so angry with her. And then spoke the king, I will go as far as the sky is blue, and I will neither eat nor drink until I have found again my dear wife and my child, if in the meantime they have not been killed or died of hunger. Thereupon the king traveled about for 7 long years, and sought her in every cleft of the rocks and in every cave, but he did not find her, and thought she had died of want. During the whole time he neither ate nor drank, but God supported him. At length he came into a great forest, and found therein the little house whose sign was, "All here dwell free." Then forth came the white maiden, and took him by the hand, led him in, and said, "Welcome, Lord King," and asked him from hence he came. And he answered, "Soon I shall have traveled about for the space of 7 years. I seek my wife and her child, but I cannot find them." The angel offered him meat and drink, but he did not take any, and only wished to rest a little. Then he lay down to sleep, and laid a handkerchief over his face. Thereupon the angel went into the chamber where the queen sat with her son, whom she usually called Sorrowful, and said to her, "Go out with your child, your husband has come." So she went to the place where he lay, took the handkerchief, fell from his face. Then she said, "Sorrowful, pick up your father's handkerchief and cover his face again." The child picked it up and put it over his face again. The king in his sleep heard what passed, and had pleasure in letting the handkerchief fall once more. But the child grew impatient and said, "Dear mother, how can I cover father's face? I have no father in this world. I haven't learnt to say the prayer, 'Our Father, which art in heaven.' You have told me that my father was in heaven, and that and was the good God. And now can I know a wild man like this? This is not my father." When the king heard that, he got up and asked who they were. Then said she, "I am your wife, and this is your son Sorrowful." And he saw her living hands, and said, "My wife had silver hands." And she answered, "The good God has caused my natural hands to grow again." And the angel went into the inner room, and brought the silver hands to show him. He knew for certainty that this was his dear wife and his dear child, and he kissed them and was glad, and said, "A heavy stone has fallen off my heart." The angel of God ate with them once again, and after that they went to the king's aged mother. There were great rejoicings everywhere. The king and queen were married again, and lived contently to their happy end. That was a weird one. That was a weird one. I feel like we could have fixed her way sooner. Heavy stones on heart, iron bands on heart, wells on hearts. Seems normal to me. Does it? Does it? Does it seem normal to you? Okay, listen. Imagine not recognizing your wife by her face or chest. I'm surprised his wife didn't kill him for wanting to have her killed. I mean, I just feel like they should have grown her hands back. You could have just grown her hands back. Okay, normally we would go for a while, but we're gonna go harass Ever, because this is a big deal. So everybody go in there. All right, everybody go in there and hype up our art boy. Thanks for stream. No, thank you. I'm sorry it was so short, but we have now on to our feature presentation. Thank you for letting me read to you. Hopefully this was relaxing. Thanks for story time. Have a good night. No, you guys. Thank you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.